Alright, welcome back everybody to another game of intermediate chess. If you've been watching for a little bit, we just cracked 1400 in Rapid. I believe that was last episode. And so yeah, in this series I just play some 1510 Rapid intermediate chess and kind of talk through my thought process. I was going to say talk through my talk process, but it's early. It's pretty early where I am right now. I'm going to have some coffee. Alright, we're playing as white, it looks like. Aw, and then the game was cancelled. I'll go ahead and get another one going. And, can I mute my microphone this way? Yep, having some coffee. Alright, coffee and chess. And we do get to play as white. And, our main move is e4, and we got e5. Pretty standard way to open chess is e4 or d4, and a very common response is e5. What we like to play, they say develop the knights, and then our opponent also develops their knights. Our primary move, or our main opening right now is the Scotch Gambit specifically, whenever they take, and most of the time they take if you get to this position. If they were to take, and we took back with the knight, and then they took with the knight, and we went with the queen. This is the Scotch game, which is somewhat different. Seems to be more popular and more solid. And I guess when I say popular, I mean, like the other day I was trying to find historical games in the Scotch Gambit, and I would always come across Garry Kasparov playing Scotch game, but never really the Scotch Gambit. And even right now, our opponent is, I guess, having a long think on this opening. They might not get a lot of scotches in. In the meantime, I'm going to have some coffee. Again, nothing quite like coffee and chess early in the morning. I either play these games late at night or early in the morning. It always just kind of depends on the situation. Our opponent is, decent, 1290, but they are taking a lot of time on this. And so when they take, the Scotch Gambit is getting the bishop out to c4. c4 is where the bishop goes. Okay, and they opt not to, and I believe that this is kind of a mistake. So if I take, I can take over here. If they take with the knight, then there's going to be some tough things coming their way. Yeah, just to kind of go over it one more time. So this is more like a Philidor type defense, I guess. But if I take, and if they take back with the knight, we're either way, this file is going to open up. We're going to take with the queen, and they're going to have a hard choice between taking with the knight or taking with the king. Take with the king, they're going to lose the right to castle. If they take with the knight, I should be able to just get some quick development out of all this. So I'm going to go ahead and take right now, and they opt to take there. We're going to go ahead and trade queens, and yeah, if they take with the knight, they lose here, and so they take with the king, so they lose castling rights. We're going to win a tempo by threatening this pawn, and yeah, this would have been the structure anyway, but now we have traded queens. They've lost the right to castle. We're going to get some pieces out to here in a little bit. They don't have a lot of things to be able to protect. Not protect, but yeah, protect this pawn. They could develop with their bishop, in which case we might take, and then they'll just have a really damaged pawn structure. No castling. What else? What else? Yeah, we're just gonna get our pieces out. Not quite sure where I want to put my bishop. I could put him here with a check, depending on what happens with this situation, or the pawn situation over here. But we'll see how all that goes. Take some coffee. Okay, so they went to protect this pawn, which is not the one that's currently in danger, and this doesn't um, really attack anything, so I'm going to go ahead, take the free pawn, just why not? Again, they can't really, this idea isn't really here anymore. If here, then, you know, they could develop, okay, yeah, so they go for it. Should I just go ahead? See, the question is, should I pin, or I'm gonna develop. I feel like, you know, in terms of principles, they say to lead with your knights, develop your knights first. And yeah, so in this situation I was torn between either developing the knight or the bishop first. With the bishop I could get this pin, but then what made me not want to do it was just, you know, they've already lost the right to castle, so they're not really losing much more by messing with this this pawn structure. And if anything, they'd be pressuring my king's side for a future attack. But they are immediately also threatening this pawn. So after all that, they could have taken my pawn and already started, you know, a pawn storm on my king's side. So rather than letting them do all that, it makes more sense to develop the knights, just simply protecting the pawn. And I'll play this on the next move, and hopefully maybe I'd be able to get this in, but if they were to take here, I would take and then develop and then threaten here. I guess, you know, if I were to go here and they pushed and I just took and then take and then develop the knight that way, it makes just as much sense. So I don't know, you know, it's one of those very tricky things. I don't know what the right answer would have been. I feel like they were equally good. I could have castled, but I don't think, I mean, again, my pawn was under attack, so makes sense to do something about that. We're going to leave our bishop here chilling for the time being until somebody attacks it, because, I mean, what else are they going to do right now? And besides, they got a lot of other stuff they got to worry about. You know, even if, and then, honestly, if we develop our bishop, quick, soon, I might even consider castling queen side to put some pressure on the d file, because that's where our opponent's king currently is. And it looks like an apple. That's what that king looks like, if you ask me. I'm gonna take some more coffee. In the future, I want to stream these, but you know, it's tough because I don't really have a set schedule on when I can and can't do this, unless I want to really lose on some sleep. But no, it's tough. You know, life is tough. Chess is tough. But yeah, where are we with everything? So far, I mean, relatively standard. We're only 8 moves into it. Our opponent has taken... these times aren't as drastic as I thought they were. Only a minute 30, minute and 1 second. You know, it's not terrible. I mean, our opponent is down quite a bit of time. And like I said, they went ahead and opted to attack the knight, or bishop. And I'm wondering if I should have just gone back here, put some pressure over here. If they were to take, we would take, and I think this might have been a better square. But our opponent is taking so long that I'm just like, let's just get going, you know. Let's just go. Okay, so they're attacking this knight for some reason. I don't know. We're up. Yeah, we're up a pawn. Part of me wants to just develop and, like, I don't know, just wreck things up here a little bit. Let's do it. And so they developed their bishop, attacking the knight. Common pin, more so when we have queens on the board, because then our knight is stuck with that assignment, essentially, of protecting our queen. And then our queen is stuck with the assignment protecting the knight. Otherwise, if we took back with the pawn, you'd ruin the king side pawn structure. Not that you have to keep it intact. You could castle queen side. I just don't do that a whole lot, you know? I just don't do that. That's funny. Funny. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting. And I could move here and attack this, maybe. Open. I don't know. Yeah, I wish I moved my bishop here so I could have just attacked this. Wouldn't weaken this, but c'est la vie. What do I want to do then? Yeah, I was thinking of putting him here, attacking that, but it's kind of okay. We got mad protection coming from over here. Although, you know, if this were to happen, which it's likely to happen, then I don't know. I'm gonna be a little bit at a loss. If I lose the bishop, I do just want to maybe castle, push, and get my bishop out. And, oh no, I can't castle. I can't castle queenside now because of the light squared bishop. What else? What else do we got going on? So yeah, that was a little bit non-standard. We got a Scotch game technically because that's the e4 d4 kind of thing. e4 knight f3, e4 knight f3, d4, knight f3, right? Knight f3, and then knight c6, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c4. Yeah, just trying to memorize some of those move orders and also get better at visualizing and calling out the location, you know, with the grid here. Okay, so they are kind of protecting it with the knight. However, I don't think it's a great move because I can go ahead and develop. And, you know, our opponent can go to a variety of places. Okay, that's where they go. What should we do? I don't know, part of me is thinking now of honestly kind of trying to jump in this way. I want to get rid of this bishop, honestly. I feel like I have the time to do it. But is there like something better? Like, I don't know, this is weak, but I can't really get to it. Like ending up here gets me checks. So maybe, yeah, maybe here I'll take, I don't know, they'll have to take with something. They'll have to figure all that out. This bishop is starting to get super annoying. So, now part of me is like, should I try to get rid of that bishop? But, I don't know, I feel like the bishop's gonna get rid of itself soon. Eventually. But yeah, super annoying. I could just develop this way. What am I gonna do? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I feel like I should just castle. I feel like I'm... No, I feel like that's too slow. That's too slow. Let's trade some of their developed pieces. Let's put some stuff in, more stuff in their vicinity. now I'm opting for a little bit more aggressive, like just going for the attack instead of developing right now, just because their king is in the center. It's not super vulnerable. I don't have like a pawn break somewhere. Like I have this maybe as a pawn break to trade off a bunch of pieces. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, now this has me a little worried. Because our opponent is attacking now, us twice. So part of me is not very happy with this. Or I feel like I've made a mistake. Okay. So either way, we're gonna need to do this. Need this to happen. We'll see what they're gonna do in terms of, I don't know, anything. Okay. So they take. Both my knights are hanging. I might need to, like, Desperado, I guess, maybe. I'll take a pawn. If they move their knight away, we should be able to... Okay, see, yeah, that's all good. We're gonna take this way. Opening up this, because if here, then we can defend. And we can move here, and we're up another pawn. Okay, yeah, so that worked out. I didn't fully calculate all that. I was hoping, I feel like, move order really counts. I feel like there was a miscalculation. I was definitely playing a little risky here, but luckily, we picked up a pawn over here, and then all of a sudden it was an equal trade of material. So yeah. I don't know. I feel like maybe our opponent, should have taken first here, and then, I don't know. Maybe I'd move like here or something. But either way, this bishop was in trouble. But we got out of it. We got out of it, okay. Alright. Now they're attacking our bishop, which is fine. Nothing to worry about. We have this as an escape if it comes up. Yeah, I am... What's better, here or here? I think here is actually a little bit better, because now I'm gonna preemptively protecting here. Nothing too crazy, though. Nothing too crazy. We're just playing chess, and we're getting some... Oh yeah, and we're adding another attacker to this pawn. Maybe I will castle now just to connect my rooks, get my other rook into the game. And yeah, I think we're gonna be sitting pretty here in a little bit. I think we already are sitting pretty, and yeah, then we should be able to hopefully close this out. We've been playing a lot of multi-game episodes just because there have been some short. Should I go ahead and do this? I feel like I should. I am defending here. I'm cutting off this bishop from some visibility. I could just develop my king like so, but and we've already gotten rid of their dark squared bishop, so our dark squared bishop is super strong. We have decent amount of pawns on light squares. Again, this knight is just in the center of everything. Again, this is fine now because from a retreating standpoint, it is protected. We're up 2 pawns of material. We don't necessarily have a pass pawn, but if we trade away other pieces, which I don't know, I'm not super concerned with. This is okay for now. Hopefully we'll get some activity here going. It actually might not be as simple as I think. What I'm anticipating right now is them moving their rook over to put some pressure on this piece, get their rook to an open file to essentially, or semi-open file. It looks like this is the only open file. It was protected by the light squared bishop, but we've kind of cut it off from that scope, that vision. We can push it out if we so choose here in a little bit. Okay, not exactly where I thought they would go, but that is fine. I'm wondering now if I should just go ahead and start doing the trading process. You know, like I could also just trade off here as well, but I don't know. I don't know about all that. I could, I don't know, develop, get more pieces into the game first. Is that an idea? Does that make any sense? Maybe. You know, especially if this king moves or something. And it is the open file. I'm gonna go for it. I don't see a tactic now where somebody could take this pawn and then I'd lose, you know, from a discovered attack. Eventually I am gonna do this soon. Ooh, this actually would have been crazy. Although, I mean, they could have blocked it and then it just becomes a non-starter. Okay, but now this is open up, which is interesting. Provocative. I'm greatly considering it. They would have to move here or here. And then what? Then what? I could move my other rook over just to get more pressure on this piece. They might, and they would, you know, have to defend it in some way or another. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to move here. They're going to need to defend it here or here. They'll probably be this way because otherwise they'd be blundering a knight. Rook. Right. Yeah, what else? What else? And still can't quite take this piece because they are defending it multiple ways. Yeah, so if I were to take, you could take, I could take, then I could maybe move here, but it's not like there's a checkmate and I'm losing material, too much material for it. Right now my pawns are where the advantage is, but at the same time, it's too much, man. Okay, that's interesting. Wasn't anticipating that. Yeah, didn't see that coming. But now what can we do? I was thinking of like rerouting the knight over here to here. Like take. It's kind of interesting. Our opponent would have to move again here or here. That's super simple. I guess the reroute is the best option right now because I can't take. I'm not seeing any, but maybe this was bad plans to begin with. I mean, if they were to move their knight anyway. Come on, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. Wow, our opponent has really squandered a decent amount of time. I didn't realize how low they were. I am also just wondering like how all this, maybe this is actually, man, no, they have have, they're just gonna block it that way. That's silly of me. But I mean, what are they gonna do? They're in full like defense mode right now. Um, so here, I don't know, back. This becomes a little tender. Something happens to this knight. Maybe then I'll go for the reroute. So yeah. Because yeah, it's gonna have to be here, back here, pressuring here, then here. Not that anything's gonna happen, but here. I don't know. And then I don't know, maybe here, kind of thing. Just trading off pieces at that point. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. If they opt to attack, the knight, we're just, oh no, that's interesting. That was gonna be our way out. Okay. This. That's tricky. I'm going for it. I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, I'm going for it. Ooh. I don't know. I had a lot of thoughts. So I'm adding another attacker here to this pawn, so I should be able to take it on the next move. If I can land my bishop here, I got a discovered check coming at at a certain point. We're gonna go ahead and take here. Maybe I've miscalculated. I fear I've miscalculated. Maybe not. Or maybe yeah. Okay, right now we're equal material. Completely equal material. But if I were to take, yeah, yeah, I feel like I've made a mistake. Man, you get so dang, just way too overconfident sometimes. But is there a way? Is there like a move order here? If I were to take, maybe here? I don't know. But dang it. Oh, actually, no, is there still this? Is this a move? I think maybe. Because right now we are equal material. And so it's fine. I don't have to go down a piece. I kind of are a piece for 3 pawns or something. So with that, I am still pretty nervous, but honestly here, I move back, attacking this. Nothing else is happening. And I could actually pick up this pawn, because they're gonna move back, and stuff. It kind of opens up. Let's go for it. Let's be tricky. So yeah, now I have this. Also, might have that eventually. Because yeah, if they were to take, so I can pick up some more pawns here. Get my knight, or get my rook out of danger. We'll pick up some pieces. Okay, interesting. Yeah, let's pick up. So yeah, we're gonna just pick up more pieces. We got this coming. They'll have to do something. This weakened. This opened up. Is that something to be concerned about? Maybe. When did this all happen? When did that? You know, in my mind, oh yeah, so taking here. In my mind, I thought my queenside pawns were fine, but now that's not the case. Oh yeah, that's tough. That is tough. Hmm. I don't know what I want to do in this situation. You know, our opponent is getting low on time, but I feel like they've been lulling me into a false sense of security, because it's all of a sudden pretty tough. I have a very slight advantage. Part of it is due to how inactive their extra pieces are. Their bishop and their rook. I have active piece. Like they're somewhat active, but yeah. At the same time, this might all of a sudden get real tough. Man. Yeah, all of a sudden. Yeah. Man. Man, I was real proud of this whole thing, but I did not fully realize all of that. I guess if I were to do this, I could have a better escape square for my king. Um, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Our opponent is getting low on time, so we're gonna uh, have maybe might be able to utilize that for our advantage. Again, 10 seconds, so every time they lose 10 seconds. But I can imagine, you know, uh, doubling up, trying to get some checks in. Okay, they lost another 10 seconds, so I think from a time perspective, we're going to get out of this. But it got a little dicey there in the last maybe 5-10 moves. I feel like from the opening, yeah, they're lost another 10. They're gonna lose another, lost another 10. So I don't think they're gonna find. If they do, then man, what a performance. But yeah, it doesn't look like they're gonna get there. And I have the luxury to move a little fast. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else tricky I want to do here? I don't know, if I were to move here, then they move like here. They could move here actually, which could be a little annoying. I could just block this off, so this is no longer a thing. That's interesting. This probably wasn't the best move, but it's super annoying. Because now, what idea does our opponent have? I lost another 10 seconds. And here they go. It's crunch time. Okay. That was kind of lucky for us. Okay. How do I want to do this now? Is there a way to do this? Oh yeah, let's just win some time. Hmm. Yeah. It's not a bad move, to be honest. I could take... Should I just take? I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they can take that, that's fine. We're up quite a bit. We'll get some more tempos in, I mean... Right? there's something else, something better. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to think through things here. There's something better. I could just try to do something like this. Yeah, screw it. I don't know if they got another plan. Either way, they're not gonna have a lot of time to think through things. And then we got a skewer or something, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna start cleaning up here. Okay. Like I said, kind of dicey, but at the end of the day, got another good win in. Okay. So good game to our opponent. They the opening I felt like I had the advantage, but they found some good moves. I might have gotten a little overzealous at a certain point. I was opting for putting pieces into this into our opponent's territory without completing my development, and I thought it was going to be a little slow, but maybe it wasn't. And we're going to just go ahead and review the game real quick. That one went down to the wire in terms of time. So we played pretty well, 78. Yeah, it did look like it got a little dicey, but I'm pretty sure this was me eventually cleaning it up there with some quick moves. But yeah, let's get into it. We did have a blunder. Our opponent did not, but they had a lot more inaccuracy. So, it's definitely one of these things where you can play pretty decently, but then one move kills you, or you can, make moves that aren't the worst moves in the world, and then kind of claw your way back without making a, life-altering mistake. But yeah, 78, 70. This is, I mean, kind of what I want to see for myself overall. So I want to be a C plus or a B student. That's my game plan. Oh, this happened much earlier than I thought. But we'll find out where that happened. Um, but yeah, we did have a series of mistakes here though that really cost us. Oh yeah, so part of my whole deal too is I'm trying to memorize the first 5 moves. So e4, e5, e4, e5, knight f3, knight f3, knight c6, d4, and this is the beginning of the Scotch game. Our opponent doesn't opt for it, and they play d6. We take on e5. They take back with the pawn. Yeah, they take back with the pawn. Queen to d8. King to d8. And then we play bishop f4. And then they play like bishop d. We're on move 6. And they play bishop d6 too? Is that? Yeah, bishop d6. And then we take on f7. f7. And then what do they do? At this point, I can't remember. They might have like developed their knight or something, maybe. And then we did our knight. Either way, we got past the first 5. We made it up to like 6 or 7. Let's take a look. So yeah, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, d6. I can't remember now if this is what I was saying, but this is what I was imagining in my head. We take, they take back, we develop the. Oh, now we take and we take back, develop the bishop, and this is the end of theory, or I mean, I guess it ended a while ago. And then yeah, our opponent opts to. Okay, they did develop the knight. We did the knight too, and then they attack. Yeah, this. Yeah, it was close. And I was close to equal. Yeah, I felt like this was didn't. make a whole lot of sense. Let's check out like just developing here. I don't know, developing here, or just getting out of the way. Like, is this something I should have even been concerned with, developing or getting the night out? I don't know. It's hard to say. It's it kind of got froze, so it really shouldn't take that long. I feel like I have a bunch of other tabs open that you can't see. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so doing that is not so good. It's taking a long think. The other thing went by pretty quick. Come on. You want me to close my tabs? I guess I'll close. You can see all my tabs. I'm gonna go real quick so you can't see. So you can't see all the things that I watch. You can't see. You can't see it. I have some things on eBay that I'm trying to sell. I was looking up all sorts of stuff. It really shows you my. If anybody. Oh man, I shouldn't have closed everything. Man, and I don't know. Fine, give me the hint. Yeah, so I needed to move. Okay, move it back. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm like frozen. Okay. Okay, so it wanted me to move here. I guess that makes sense. Like yeah, it just went. It did kind of. I did tread into no man's land, which was, you know. Oh wow, yeah. So I lost a lot on that one. This isn't my crucial blunder, but yeah, this is what I. How about just castling? What do you think about that? Oh, it's also a mistake. How about closing it all up? What do you think about that? Or maybe it's to move my bishop back. Man, yeah, okay. Yeah, I wish, I don't know why the engine is taking so long to confirm or deny. Okay, yeah, so we found something. Wow, this is a blunder? Wow, I thought this was my my saving throw. Wow. What did you, just to take? No, this is also a blunder. What could it have been? I don't see a safe, like a super safe place for me to go. Take here? Oh, this is sharp. I do not. A razor's edge is what was holding this together. I don't see it. And this one's taking a long time again. So it is that piece. So just tell me. Oh yeah, just take the piece. Just take the piece for a desperado. Duh. Ah, that's so obvious. So obvious. I feel. Wow, sometimes you just cannot see it. And when I was here, I was super worried. I was like, this but yeah, I was like, I'm gonna lose a knight. I might as well get a knight for it. And then I could have moved back here and protected this piece. Man. And yeah, at this point we still had a decent advantage, but then I don't know, but yeah, I'm sure that there was some. What were they supposed to do? Just tell me what the best. Duh. Wow. Wow. Then, yeah, I didn't even really register that the rook was under attack, so huge, huge misses. It could have really screwed things up. Okay, yeah, so I had a series of mistakes here that put us at equal. So here's where I was. I did start to get a little worried about, the knight and this piece. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, just get this open for my knight. I don't need to be too crazy, too aggressive. putting too many pieces. These are long range pieces. Yeah, so yeah, a couple of inaccuracies. Yeah, so I'm surprised that that was an inaccuracy. Yeah, and then we just kind of clawed our way back. It's pretty lucky we're finding a lot of. I mean, then at this point it is cleaning up. Yeah, and there you go. Good game to our opponent. We played pretty solidly to close that out here. So what was that? That big main blunder. Was that first one? Yeah, this was the knight move. Man, that's crazy. Then we got super lucky, and then for this, I was trapping my knight and everything. Our opponent made, yeah, what was it? Yeah, another inaccuracy here, which is surprising. This was what I was afraid of, so I don't fault them for either of these moves, honestly. And then this was just me being annoying, and luckily that was the best move. Being annoying can sometimes be the best move. Picked up another pawn, and our opponent was super low on time too. But either way, good game to our opponent. Some quick observations, thoughts. So we got a Scotch. At least in the beginning, it went into that weird like kind of Philidor exchange in the center where they lose their right to castle, we lose the queens early. But then got a little too hyper aggressive, I think, putting my knight. Well, yeah, we had some more mistakes, like, yeah, so at this point, that's them. Yeah, that's good, but I was also wondering, what about this? Can you tell me? Okay, it's in the same category. I'll take good. Yeah, so this, I really didn't like blocking in my bishop, and then, I don't know, I still thought, I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest. I guess this might have been, but then yeah, they do that. So this all isn't terrible. This is um knight to d7. Wait, no, was that king to d7? Oh no, that's them. This is a mistake. Yeah. I forget. Can you tell me? No, that's also a mistake. I forget. What was it? What was it? Was it this? And just getting that escape for our knight. Some extra stuff over here. So yeah, this was. Yeah, I just didn't need to leave my bishop there and cause all this undo. And then yeah, huge blunder, but then huge miss. Make some moves. Yeah, this is fine. And then at this point, yeah, I wanted, instead of, again, like getting all up in their grill, I should, just take a step back and be like, what are you gonna do? So yeah, I think, I think most, losing winning positions, and that's kind of the interesting of chess, is when you lose winning positions, it could be you are becoming too aggressive and you aren't just taking stock of everything and taking a step back and playing a solid move that keeps everything intact, leaves options available. You're just putting pieces in the area in the hopes that the checkmate will emerge, but sometimes it doesn't, and then you lock yourself into this position where you're just like, dang it, where do I move my piece without having to sacrifice too many pieces? So I feel like that's the takeaway on this one. That's our life lesson for today in chess. Been at it for a little bit, so thank you for watching. I have to go fix my furnace, so we'll see you on the next one. Get some sleep.